Right. Now we are going for the called basic analysis of a inductance. Basic analysis of a inductance. A wire of certain length and cross-sectional when twisted into a coil becomes a basic inductor. Becomes a basic inductor. Already we have discussed this topic. Once again, I want to repeat the formulas related to inductance. What is the voltage across the inductance? L is equal to dI by dt. dI by dt. Now come to the current equation. Current equation. We can write the equation 1 as di is equal to 1 by L into V into dt. Integrating both sides from 0 to t, we get I of, finally we get I of t minus I of 0 is equal to 1 by L integral 0 to t v dt. V dt. V dt. Now I of t is equal to 1 by L integral 0 to t v dt plus I of 0 amperes. This is the current flowing through the inductor. This is the current flowing through the inductor. From the above equation, we know that current in an inductor is dependent upon the integral of the voltage across its terminal and the initial current in the coil I of 0. I of 0. The power absorbed by the inductor is given by P is equal to VA. P is equal to VA. Then P is equal to what is V? L into dI by dt into I. Watts. Now come to the energy stored by the inductor. So we can write as W is equal to integral of P dt. Integral of P dt. If we solve this calculation part, we get W is equal to Li squared by 2 joules. W is equal to Li squared by 2 joules. So this is called energy stored in the inductor. Li squared by 2. Li squared by 2. Now we'll go for the next one. Capacitance. Now we'll go for the capacitance. What is the capacitance first of all? Capacitor. Any two conducting surfaces separated by an insulating medium becomes a basic capacitors. Any two conducting surfaces separated by an insulating medium becomes a basic capacitors. Capacitor is the component which has the property of a capacitance. Capacitor is the component which has the property of capacitance. Now current. What is the current through the equation? The current flowing through the capacitance is given by small change in charge is directly proportional to small change in voltage. We can write the above equation in terms of current as, finally we get the equation called I is equal to C into dV by dt. C into dV by dt. See this equation. See, you know dq is equal to, from current equation, dq is equal to I into dt. Substitute in this equation, we get the final equation. The current through the capacitor is given by I is equal to C into dV by dt amperes. Come to the next one. The voltage across the capacitor. The voltage across the capacitor is given by, we can write the above equation as, above equation as yes. Come to this point. dV is equal to 1 by C I dt. Integrating both sides from time 0 to t, we get 0 to t dV is equal to 1 by C 0 to t I of t. V of t minus V of 0 is equal to 1 by C integral 0 to t I of t dt. V of t minus V of 0 is equal to 1 by C integral 0 to t I of t dt. Y of t is equal to 1 by C 0 to t I of t dt plus initial voltage. From the above equation, we know that the that the voltage across the terminals of the capacitance is depend upon the integral of the current through it and the initial voltage V of 0. Now third one, power. Then what is the power absorbed with the capacitor is given by? We know power is equal to V into I. Therefore, P is equal to V into C into dV by dt watts. Next we go for energy. The energy stored by the capacitor is given by W is equal to 0 to T P dt. If we solve this equation, we get W is equal to CV square by 2 joules. W is equal to CV square by 2 joules. We have to solve this integration. Then we get this kind of formula. See this one. These are the different kind of formula. See, we have studied in this mathematical analysis of a resistance, inductance, capacitance. So we have studied only current through the element, voltage across the element, power taken by the element, and energy. What is the energy given by the respective elements? These are the different kind of formulas related to the elements. Right. Next I will go for the topic called networks. I go for the next topic called networks. I told you that we have three types of networks: resistive networks, inductive networks, capacitive networks. Resistive networks, inductive networks, capacitive networks. Now if I go for resistance in series, we have to draw this diagram first. Give supply to three elements, three components, R1, R2, R3. Then let the resistors be R1, R2, R3 and give a supply with help of battery. We are giving a supply with help of battery which is connected to the R1, R2, R3. Now it is a continuous connection R1, R2, R3 is a continuous connection, then I call it as a series. 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 Now this is the diagram. Now come to the point 1. In series, same current flows through all parts of the circuit. Means, what do we understand by this? See what is the current in R1? For example, because of some voltage, the current will be 2 amperes. I have given some voltage to this circuit and the current flows through is 2 amperes. Then now you tell me that what is the current through R1? 2 amperes. What is the current through R2? 2 amperes. What is the current through R3? 2 amperes. Means the current flowing through all the elements is same. This indicates that same current flows through all parts of the circuit. Now come to the point 2. Come to the point 2. Different resistors have their individual voltage drop. Different resistors have their individual voltage drop. Means from Ohm's law, it indicates that the voltage across R1 is I into V1. This gives the individual voltage drop. From Ohm's law, whenever current flows through this R2, I into V2 gives you drop. Now come to V3. Whenever current flows through R3, then I get a voltage drop according to Ohm's law, I into R3. Sorry. This once again I want to repeat it. When the current into resistance gives you voltage drop, the current into resistance gives you from Ohm's law voltage drop. Whenever current flows through R2, I into R2 gives you V2. Whenever current flows through R3, it indicates that I into R3 is equal to V3. This is all comes from Ohm's law, right? That's why we can say that different resistance have their individual voltage drop. Third one, applied voltage equals the sum of different voltage drops. Applied voltage equals the sum of voltage drop. That is, capital V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. This is applied voltage. Our supply voltage is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Simply we can say that applied voltage equals the sum of different voltage drops. Fourth one. Then what? We have to, for this circuit, we have to make a single resistance. For the given circuit, we have to make a single resistance instead of 3 resistance. Then it is called a equivalent resistance. Equivalent resistance is equal to sum of the individual resistance. Equivalent resistance is equal to sum of the individual resistance. RT is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. This makes you single resistance. RT is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So voltage division rule in series circuit. I want to discuss this. V1 is equal to V star R1 by RT. V2 is equal to V star. It is not a star, it is multiplication. Simply we can say that I want to find out V1 is equal to V1 individual voltage drop is equal to applied voltage into same resistance by total resistance R1 plus R2 plus R3. V1 is equal to applied voltage into same resistance by total resistance. If I want to find out V2, applied voltage into same resistance R2 by total resistance. If I find out V3, V3 is equal to applied voltage into same resistance by total resistance. So I can say use the formula called individual voltage drop is equal to applied voltage into same resistance by total resistance. This is the formula given by the individual voltage drop is equal to applied voltage into same resistance by total resistance. Clear? Right. So we'll continue in the next class a resistance in parallel. We continue in this next class a resistance in parallel. Resistance in parallel.